Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Beaufort in Carteret County where road improvements may be snarling traffic a little bit. According to the town of Beaufort, the North Carolina Department of Transportation is constructing a roundabout at the intersection of US 70 or Live Oak Street and NC 101 that's happening within the town. Work will obviously began today, and drivers should expect road closures along Live Oak Street. Lennoxville Road at the intersection of Legion Drive will also be closed today for the purpose of completing sewer repairs. It will remain closed until 6 p.m. later on tonight. Additionally, the town of Beaufort says waterline work will begin along the 100 block of Turner Street coming up today. Crews began work earlier this morning at 7:30 a.m. and will work until around 5 p.m. and the street will become a one-lane traffic with no on-street parking during that time period. Now, officials say after 5 p.m. on weekends, the street will reopen. Work is expected to be completed by November 7th. And now we want to turn our attention to the ongoing government shutdown. NBC's Ryan Nobles has more on the latest from Washington.
The government shutdown, now 6 days old, but instead of negotiating, the two sides are still attacking.
The Democrats just need to open up the government. Right now, we're at a stalemate.
We need a president who can act like an adult, who can come to the table.
President Trump, who's largely been on the sidelines of this debate, is now front and center, warning mass layoffs of federal workers are coming.
It's taking place right now, and it's all because of the Democrats.
The White House has promised those cuts since before the shutdown started, but have yet to say when they will come. The threats have not stopped Democrats from holding firm that health care provisions must be a part of any deal to reopen the government.
Starting October 1st, millions of Americans are getting notices that their health care premiums are dramatically increasing.
The president wants changes first.
We want to fix it so it works. It's not working. Obamacare has been a disaster for the people.
As the shutdown marches on, military service members are among the thousands of federal workers now working without pay.
We will get our service members every last penny.
The law already guarantees back pay for all federal workers, including members of the military, once the shutdown ends. But in the interim, they and thousands of others won't be paid. And there is no sign that there is an end in sight.
And that was Ryan Nobles reporting. We now turn to your weather forecast. Again today, we are looking at mostly sunny conditions and mostly dry conditions. We will have some rain showers working their way across the east coming up on Wednesday. Right now, again, you can see that most of eastern North Carolina, again, reporting some fairly dry conditions. This is what it looks like through our Washington cam. Yeah, there's some clouds around, but those clouds are fairly thin and certainly not of the rain variety, at least not at this point in the day. 68 degrees in Washington comes with an east-northeasterly breeze at about 5 miles an hour. Dew points down in the low 60s again, making it feel comfortable, but the humidity is going to be back in play a little bit for today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and possibly on Thursday. By Thursday, we should start to see some relief. But right now, current air temperatures reading generally in the mid to upper 60s for inland areas. We're seeing more of the low to mid 70s along the coast. Northeasterly wind still blowing in at a fairly reasonable, we'll give it around a 3 to 8 mile per hour breeze. Not a strong wind today, but the northeasterly direction again is helping keep our air temperatures a little bit more subdued than what they would be if we didn't have a northeasterly breeze. Right now, humidity across eastern North Carolina generally reading in the 60s. Williamston is showing up with a 55-degree dew point. Quite nice for Martin County. The rest of eastern North Carolina, though, generally seeing dew points in the mid to upper 60s, unless you're watching a little bit closer to I-95, where you're more in the low 60s. What does that mean? That means the air is gaining a little bit more moisture. The higher your dew points are, the more humid the air is, and the better opportunity we have for not only cloud cover, but an opportunity for perhaps maybe a few rain showers. I think we'll really realize that rain shower potential, though, coming up through the middle of the week, as this afternoon still looking at partly to mostly sunny skies. Air temperatures in the low to mid 80s, going to feel very comfortable. An easterly breeze should come in at a nice 4 to 8 mile per hour range. Zooming the picture out a little bit further, though, you can see where we've got the trouble brewing. A lot rain further back towards the west, and those kind of really three systems, kind of two systems. You got 2 for 1. They're all going to kind of collide, come together, and merge into one massive frontal boundary. Size of the boundary for us doesn't really matter. What matters for us is the forward movement speed of the front and the timing of the front. Usually whenever we've got a strong cold front roll across eastern North Carolina at a fairly fast rate in the afternoons, that usually prompts some of our better opportunities for severe weather. With this system, again, you see in that whole cold front work its way through eastern North Carolina. The faster it does so, the more lift it will generate, and the more lift it has, the taller those cloud tops are and the more violent the storms can potentially be. So that's something we're going to be keeping a close eye on here over the next few days. Right now, it doesn't look like we're going to have a widespread severe thunderstorm threat, but we will certainly see some rain showers as that whole system rolls through. Do want to talk about the tropics, so we've got our eyes on this area of concern, a cluster of thunderstorms right now in the central Atlantic. It's going to be working its way kind of towards Bermuda again. Over the next 7 days, has a high chance of tropical development. Over the next 48 hours, though, that tropical development chance just a 50% level. So something we'll keep an eye on. Certainly nothing we need to worry about too much at this point. But again, we do have some opportunities for rain this week. First one, again, the substantial one, I should really say, comes in on Wednesday, particularly Wednesday afternoon to Wednesday evening. Some of those showers could linger over the area on Thursday as that front could take its time fully pulling away from the eastern North Carolina coastline. And then, unfortunately, for Mumfest, it does look like we may maintain some coastal showers throughout both Saturday and Sunday. King tide will end on Sunday. So as far as high surf, we could certainly see some, but it's one where thankfully we don't have a tropical system right now working its way close to Bermuda, or even worse, even close to our coast. So good news in that regard. But again, rain showers will become a little bit more common this week than last week. Well, that's all we have time for today's 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.